when I look at you, it's like your stance towards fashion being like a fashion icon is because you want to create, you want to combine things, you want to take influences and then make something out of that. Like, when did fashion become like a big thing with you?
When I was tiny, my mom's the most well-dressed, elegant, beautiful woman that I know, and from a very early age, like I always joke that my mom always wanted one boy, one girl. Had my brother first, disappointed that I wasn't a girl when she had me, and ended up treating me like her girl, and take me shopping with her and everything, and then would do a fashion show afterwards and want my opinion. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. And then eventually I was like, oh, actually, that looks good on you. And that looks good. And then like I started making my own decisions. And I think looking at her and seeing how much pride it gave her, and then realizing just how much of an impression what you put on and how much of an expression of yourself that it gives as a first encounter, as a representation of where you may be in your life, as a representation of your mood and how you're able to play with that is quite important, and it can completely change your day. Like, it's small things with me as well. Like I collect hats, and I've got tons of different hats, like over maybe 300 odd different kinds of hats.
Is this a separate room at home?
Yeah, there's literally like a hat. There's a hat room, hat wall, and those hats also represent like what I'm feeling on the day and what I'm trying to portray or convey as soon as I leave the house. I love how your clothing can be this armor for the day that helps be an extension of who you are. I think I've always just loved that. And for me, it's just been a natural, fun, enjoyable thing because my mother just made it fun, and in some weird ways it can really hold up as that armor even when you're being weighed down internally. And it's a nice way to still be able to go out into the world and just give you that extra little push. I guess it's just about how well you end up knowing yourself, how well you know what works for you, and balancing all of that out, and then just being creative in your expression of it all.
So there's a lot in there that I enjoy, because the reason I brought that up is that we're in a country where guys wear a lot of sports merch out, right?
100%.
And sometimes, guys, I mean, look, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus here, but some of us don't look great when we try it. Maps, what are some of the basic fundamentals that us sports fans can maybe do? I mean, obviously, I'm looking as good as it gets right now. I'm an Arsenal third. I will
say that it's a good time for sports fans and fashion trends and how that's become this norm now. Yeah. I've never been a fan of wearing like football jerseys out beyond just going to watch the game in your jersey, or wearing it at home or whatever.
He's on Lolo's side.
I've been like, nah, that's not cool at all. Especially because like a lot of big diehard sports fans are also just like terrible at making kind of fashion choices.
Yeah.
And I think it's great now that football teams have taken on just making beautiful shirts now that makes it an acceptable thing and actually can elevate your style if you put it together well. That now it's actually become more and more of a acceptable norm. But
so to ask the direct question,
but
should you wear a football jersey on a date or not? Because we also
so I think the answer is
look.
Yes,
this is the first date,
but it's what you do. But that's the thing, right? It's what you do. So like you just said, like you accessorize with things like hats.
Yeah.
There's got to be a good fit to it, okay? And look, a lot of these things get tighter.
Yeah.
So if you are an athlete, cool. But if you're not, like, is it something else you can kind of look around? Certain colors. Yeah. So like if your team has something that's very busy, should you be wearing that shirt socially or just at game time?
Yeah. Okay, to answer your question, no. Should you be wearing football shirts on dates? No.
Okay.
Unless now
we go to the stadium.
Right, unless we're going to the stadium.
Cool.
But unless
spoiler alert, if you got a date with me, there's a good chance I'm going to wear this shirt,
There's a very high chance he's going to be wearing a football shirt. But that's fine. You
low chance to go on dates though.
Yeah. But I think unless you've got this like undeniable just like ease and sense of swag and style, where I'm acceptable of it if you're going to wear it a lot more looser and chilled and not like the sports shirt. A lot of people wear sports football shirts, whatever, like like they're about to run on the field. Like it doesn't have to be like this fit thing that you're going to be going to your date with. Like you're not going into combat with your, opposing.
It always goes back to, I think it was Mike Morton who had it first as like a sort of thing he posted. And he's a great content creator. He's probably my favorite football content creator. Where he's like, you rock up at a date and you're wearing a 1,500 rand shirt, and then your date arrives in a 30 rand thing from Shein. I mean, like, do these chicks have no respect? And there he is standing in the new pirate shirt.
Yeah, that will finish me.
He's actually doing some dope things. Like I'm loving his content right now. I love this kind of new path he's created for himself. But with the new shirts that are out there right now, if you get them a little bit looser and you know how to style that, then it's a yes from me. Like there's a lot of really, really dope shirts. So I know we're about to go into that. Actually, when I think about it, could make that cut for me. That if you wear them in certain ways, would be really nice to wear out on a date, but not not when we're going out to a nice restaurant.
That's different.
Going to like, no, then absolutely not. Man,
I wanted to ask your opinion now. You've seen a lot of the local clubs outside of their core brands that sponsor them. There's a big fashion statement going to in terms of like tracksuits, how they come out. Like you've seen Pirates do it, you've seen Chiefs do it, and you've seen Dr. Kumalo come out with his jersey. You've seen Old School jump into the space with their collectibles on football. What's your opinion on that? Do you think that also grows that fashion aspect of it as well?
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely grows it as another separate kind of business, as a whole new entity to keep people excited about the game. You have to remember that like our love for the nostalgia of those recreated shirts are from the beauty of the football in those times. If we're honest, the standard has dropped, in my opinion, significantly across the board.
I think game structures have become stronger.
Exactly.
Which negates the individual flares.
Yeah. And so it's with a lot of stadiums being a little, a lot quieter than usual and losing fans there. It's like, how do you try and reignite that same feeling? How do you get people to stadiums? How do you get people to buy in even more into your team? How do you make them feel like we're really doing our best to have you be a part of brand Orlando Pirates, brand Kaizer Chiefs, brand whatever it might be? And that's from those kinds of moves. Like you're trying to go beyond the sport. You're trying to infiltrate our homes, infiltrate our minds and memories and our lost nostalgia of those teams that we loved so much. Even though we might be going through a tough time, whichever team it is, like this actually has reminded me that this is where my allegiance is. And look how good I look in this, and look at all the stuff they've made accessible to us to also, look like them too. And I've always loved a lot of the old school kits. I was lucky to have, when my old man played for South Africa, that classic upper SA jersey. 1994, 5, 6, and like those were days when you could see like there's more experimentation with those kids. And you look back now and like, oof, they were ahead of their time. Like that was really, really cool. And it's the same with so many of the kits that we're seeing now, the retro kits that Addy has done better than anyone else as a whole. And when you see people taking away the sports brands and kind of making it more of a lifestyle thing. Like one of the first to do it and has been further proliferated through access to marketing resources and become more popular as a result for having buy-in with these different club brands is Kasi Flavor by Kabelo Kongwani, who actually has great football links with his dad, Shakes. I mean, he was doing it long before. Yeah. But, he was a guy hustling, making these jerseys out of the passion and love for football to, honor those times, honor those footballers, honor his father through fashion. He's a great designer, and he always had that vision. Like he's the originals around that. Yeah. And then for that to have kind of taken off and to see it being recreated on a bigger scale is more of an access thing by, brands like Old School and everything. But also shout out to them because they saw the gap. Yeah. They were always just rugby. Yeah. And then they saw the opportunity in football. And then they pivoted to both sides, and it's worked out really, really well. But it's also really, really important to always like acknowledge the people who wanted to make that really cool again, to get this whole trend going.
I really like what you said there about, how do you increase the sort of brand field within that? So like get behind your team. And your team isn't just whistle to whistle, as they say.
Yeah.
It's not just the 80-minute Saturday, 90-minute Saturday. Your team's a lifestyle, It's like a cool thing you partner with.
Yeah.
It's like your social outlets. It's like maybe the purveyor of your hopes and dreams. It's like it's something that could be
Self-detect, I don't know.
it's something that could be so positive in your life. Like when Arsenal win the season, I'm going to be anyway,
You've been saying that for how many years?
Dude.
That's
I've been warming it
man.
up, okay, tits. I've been warming it up. So look,
To watch this full episode, click here. To watch previous episodes of the On the Bounce show, click here. Or catch us every Thursday on the Real Network from 4 p.m. SA time.